Hi guys, how's everyone doing today? आज बता केम छो? आज सब कैसे हो? So, real quick note before I start. For those of you guys who watched my Saturn and Capricorn video, you might have watched it a few days ago. You'll notice that I had a haircut then, and on this video I have a nice haircut now, and I'm wearing the same outfit. Okay, that's because this video is being recorded right after that video. Okay, I'm going on vacation, but because I realized this transit is only a couple weeks out from now, I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna make a video today and schedule it to upload a few days after. Okay, I've never scheduled the video before to upload on a future date. I like to usually keep it a little bit genuine and just record it and upload it that same day. But it's been a while since I've recorded a back-to-back video, so just wanted to share that real quick. If you're wondering why I'm wearing the same outfit and have that haircut, okay. But and I'm not coming back from vacation for a good like 5 days, so by then it'd be a little bit too tight for this for me to make this transit video, and that's assuming I make it like the next day I come back. Okay, but now to get started with this video, this is an important transit also, right? Because it's Mercury going into its own sign of Gemini. Okay, so this is happening from July 3rd, I want to say, to about July 17th, I think, something along these lines. Okay, the exact dates will be in the description. Or in the subject title. But now, you notice this is only happening for about 2 weeks, right? And this is very important because this lets us know that Mercury is moving very, very, very fast, okay? When a planet is moving fast, the results it gives are a little bit more sudden. When it moves slow, it's not as sudden, but it increases the awareness, and there's a little bit of a different flavor that happens, okay? Just think of any time Saturn transits versus any time which is slow, and any time Mercury transits, especially when it goes retrograde, it's fast, right? It's a little more sudden. So Mercury here, it's gonna be a little more sudden, but the good news is it's in its own sign, okay? Now, starting off with some of the things here at an overall sense is that Mercury. Okay, what does it overall mean when it's in Gemini? Okay, Mercury in Gemini Mercury represents what? It represents the energies of Gemini and Virgo. Okay, so Gemini is more like self-efforts in any sort of way. This can be like communications, doing this, doing that, whatever. And Virgo is just the rational intelligence, kind of analyzing your wants versus needs. Okay, so the planet that governs both, and it definitely prefers Virgo way over Gemini. Okay, because this is his Muktukon sign and the sign it happens to get exalted in. Okay, as we know, Mercury is the only planet that has both in the same sign. Okay, but it goes into Gemini, its other sign. Okay, so this means that Mercury, it's going to your rational intelligence is not only going to focus on self-efforts, which is great, but because that's good, right? That's the whole reason of your rational intelligence, one of the reasons in the first place. But the planet that governs in its primary agenda is analyzing your wants versus needs, is also going into the planet of self-effort. So your self-efforts, you could have a more of, I guess you can say, awareness, but that's not really the right word. I guess you can say more just intuitive, subtle knowledge about your what you should and shouldn't do, or the things you do in your life, what is actually necessary and what's not. Okay, like as you're kind of doing them, or after you do them, or right before you do them. Any sort of actions you take in your life, you're able to more discern what's necessary and what's not. Okay, so that's kind of what the transit overall represents. Now, as you guys know, I go deeper and deeper into the layers of this, and for those who are more advanced or are interested, can watch these more deeper components. And for those who are not, you guys can stop watching as you feel free. But so now, the one other thing I want to bring home is that Jupiter is in Pisces, okay? It's in its own sign and aspects Virgo. This is very, 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 very good. Why? Because Jupiter is in Pisces, okay? So the higher consciousness knows how to detach, okay? So when Jupiter is across from Virgo, Virgo is the planet of what? Analyzing wants versus needs. And Jupiter is the, I guess you can say, spiritual higher consciousness that is detaching. So because you detach, it's helping out the energies of Virgo, which is able to analyze your wants versus needs. Okay, this is very, very good for Mercury. Okay, because the higher consciousness is able to detach from some of the garbage that in your life, and your Mercury is going to excel a little bit more. So as you do the self efforts, a lot of the garbage associated with some of the actions we do, we're able to detach from that spiritually, and analyze the wants versus needs in much more of a practical, grounded, genuine way. Okay, great news. Now, actually two other things is that one is Sun's influence here and one is Ketu's influence here. Okay, so I'll touch on the Ketu first, and it's a little bit quicker. Ketu sits in Libra, and it aspects Gemini, which Mercury's in, right? So this means in Ketu, man, it's really it's a little bit understated how strong it is in Libra, okay, at times, but it's strong here. Why? Because Libra is a very important planet, okay, spiritually. We don't think of it like this because and I might make like a Libra secrets video just like I did with the Scorpio, but we don't think of it like this because we think Libra, oh, it's all Venus, it's like, it's owned by Venus, which is like, the planet of like, enjoyment and stuff like that. But there's a reason why Saturn gets exalted in Libra too, right? Libra, yeah, Venus owns Libra, but Libra just represents other people, and our highest karmas are with other people, which is why Saturn gets exalted there. So when Ketu's in Libra also, which kind of represents, I guess you can say, like karma, but in a little bit of a different way, like with the past life twist and a few other factors, it's strong here, right? So when Ketu's in Libra doing its thing and it aspects Gemini, it's basically telling the Gemini sign that, hey, look, all the efforts that we're doing, we're going to make sure that it's on board with our karma. Okay, that's basically kind of at a very general gist what the Ketu in Libra throwing a ninth aspect on Gemini represents here. Okay, it's a little bit subtle, a little bit short, but it's very important, and you may or may not notice it throughout these 2 weeks, especially because Mercury's moving so fast. Okay, when you combine all the things together, you're like, oh man, like all this stuff is going on, and I'm kind of putting the pieces together, and hopefully you can put the pieces together more and more on your own, not only with these transits, but more with your own placements or anybody else's placements. You guys know. Okay, also, one other thing, Mercury's with Sun the whole time. Okay, so when Mercury, because it's moving so fast, it's moving literally about double the speed of Sun. So when Mercury comes into Gemini, Sun's about halfway through Gemini, and they both end at about the same time. Okay, so Mercury's getting closer and closer and closer to Sun, which you will probably sense, especially at the end, like more throughout the second week of this transit. Okay, Sun represents what? It represents the ego, right? Or the identity, you can say, right? So, and especially at the end, it'll get more and more like, close to combust. But you'll notice that a lot of Mercury's agendas, yeah, Ketu's only gonna let happen the stuff that it wants it to, right? And especially Ketu's kind of throwing its influence there. Jupiter's throwing its influence on Virgo. So there's not only a karmic influence there, but a higher conscious influence there. But that doesn't mean Sun just goes away, right? So Mercury's kind of going to get benefited from Jupiter, and it's going to get affected from Ketu. It's only going to do the stuff that it really feels it's best, not only from its own rational sense, but also from a higher wisdom consciousness sense as well. But the ego is still going to I guess you can say influence Mercury. Okay, like your ego could frustrate Mercury a little bit and try to influence its decisions at times. Okay, especially because Rahu's in Aries aspecting Leo. Okay, and Mars is with Rahu, so that's its own thing going on there. So Rahu's like a little bit more aggressive, aspecting Leo, and Leo is the sign that Sun owns. So the Sun, not only it's carrying its natural identity energies, but it's getting aspected by a very harsh Rahu. Okay, so what we just want to do is okay, so we got kind of like, I guess you can say, the good here and the bad here, Mercury here there. Okay, bad is that it's with Sun's kind of getting aspected by a strong Rahu, so it can kind of feel a little bit more frustrated. Those energies of kind of trying to influence the Mercury are a little bit stronger, but we have that Jupiter energies and Ketu influence as well. So we have a choice here, okay? And there's a reason why Mercury owns 3 and 6, which are natural upachas, okay? We have a choice here. We can either tie in with these things, fulfilling our karmas that Mercury can help us fulfill, and harnessing these Jupiterian energies to kind of keep going forward, or we can get influenced by the Sun, who's getting affected by Rahu, and indirectly Mars as well. So we have a choice, right? What do we want to do? Do we want to, do this, or do we want to do that? Okay. The choice is going to be up to ours, and this is our rational intelligence getting affected. Okay, so this is like we just have to literally think straight. Okay, and meditation and stuff like that can really help here. Just kind of, I guess you can say, slow down your thoughts. Okay, just recognize that the thoughts and emotions that, especially the thoughts that the sun tries to influence Mercury with. Especially because the sun is influenced by Rahu, which represents, like the demon head. The thoughts that, that sun and slash Rahu energies or emotions indirectly from Mars kind of affect Mercury with, we can understand that that's not us, right? That's just like, I guess you can say like a test, okay? That's not necessarily, we don't necessarily have to identify with those things, okay? We can just kind of accept them and let them go with zero identification or as minimal judgment as possible, okay? So that was kind of it for this video. If you have any questions or comments, as usual, you can feel free to let me know. And until next time, I'll talk to you all later. Thank you very much for watching.